Hello, and welcome to Our Stone Beats. I'm a new content creator. Um, if you like what I have to say at the end of the video, hit the thumbs up, subscribe, let that platform know that I'm here. And real quick before I get into the story, like I said, this is I'm a new content creator, and this is the actual first video I'm doing with me speaking to you. I'm going to stumble. I'm going to make mistakes. Um, and I'm going to learn. And I hope as I grow and learn with my channel, I hope you follow me and enjoy my growth and learning as I do. Now, with everything going on in the world, we have a whole buffet of stories that we can get into. We can talk about the FTX connection with the Democrats and Ukraine and the whole debacle that is, which I plan to do next week. Um, I wanted to get to the story earlier, but things happened in life, and they're still happening, but I'm getting a hand on them. So, please bear with me as I stumble through my first content creation as an opinion piece. And so, let's get to it. So, this story is from The Atlantic, titled, "Let's Declare a Pandemic Amnesty. Let's focus on the future and fix the problems we still need to solve," by a Miss Emily Oster, dated October 31st, 2022. She says in her article, "In April 2020, with nothing else to do, my family took an enormous number of hikes. We all wore cloth masks that I had made myself. We had a family hand signal, which the person in the front would use if someone was approaching on the trail and we needed to put on our masks. Once, when another child got too close to my then 4-year-old son on the bridge, he yelled at her, 'Social distancing.'" Well, Miss Emily Oster, sounds like you got a special child there that needs to learn how to get along with other children if they're yelling at them. She then went on to do a NPR podcast with a Miss Mia Venkat, Christopher, I can't pronounce his name, and a Mary Louise Kelly. This is dated November 4th, 2022, on the podcast All Things Considered. They talked to Miss Emily Oster, and I'm not going to get into it. I mean, if you want to read the article, go ahead. If you want to listen to the podcast, go ahead. But my impression of it is the intention is nice. The idea is nice for some people to be able to hold each other's hands and sing Kumbaya, plant an olive tree in hopes of peace, and let the doves fly off into the horizon. As for me, seeing how vicious and evil people could get during this pandemic. I am not one to be ready to ever forgive. But I would applaud the people who have uh, woken up, who've gained a little common sense. Um, and surprisingly, it came from Mr. Tim Robbins, the actor activist, who I'd probably say I've never agreed with them most of the time, but he did say something in an article from Hit Hollywood in Total, The Right to Take on Entertainment, dated 3 weeks ago, November 17th, 2022. No, I'm sorry, it's dated 3 weeks ago. I was looking at today's date for some reason. Anyways, by Christopher Total, Tim Robbins said, "You can't overregulate people's lives." And he's right. You can't tell people what to think. You can't tell people what to say. You can't how people to behave. This is America. We're going to have our own opinions. We're going to have our own low interest, low things that make us us. You know, and it's not up to the big government. It's not up to social activists. It's not up to anyone to tell you how to behave. It's something you have to do yourself. You think your own thoughts. You say your own words. And it's no one's business but your own. And if you want to share them with the world, you share them with the world. Like I'm doing now. Another reason why I'll probably never forget these people that were all for this unconstitutional, tyrannical behavior. Because they didn't even observe it themselves. They didn't follow their own guidelines that they were demanding people to do. I mean, Kylie Jenner, ignored shelter in place. And this is coming from the insider. 9 celebrities who have broken down on self-isolation rules. May 6, 2020. Kylie Jenner, look at there. She ignored shelter-in-place orders by visiting her friend, Anastasia Don't Care. Tom Brady worked out in a public park that was closed for the pandemic. Mr. Tom Brady of the Patriots, I'm sure thought that was nice that he had his own private park to work out in. Excuse me while I drink some coffee. Josh Brolin. He dated his father, great actor, James Brolin. His stepmother, not such a great actress, Barbara Streisand. Evangeline Lilly refused to social distance and equated COVID-19 to a respiratory flu. Grandma Madonna, 70-something odd old washed up singer. She flew internationally to attend a birthday party. She flew from the UK to Bridgehampton in New York to attend a Stephen Klein's birthday party. According to Page 6, the pop star was seen hugging Klein at the private gathering, which was live streamed. Days before crossing continents, Madonna announced that she had tested positive for COVID-19 antibodies on Instagram, suggesting that she may have been asymptomatic to the disease. Well, Miss Madonna, if any of us plebes, any of us poor types, blue collar types, us poor types that you love to look your nose down on, were to test positive, we'd probably be forced to stay in place. And if it was up to China, we'd probably be welded into our place and starved to death. It got so bad in Los Angeles, the DOJ warned the county against ongoing stay-at-home orders. Los Angeles, what do? Take your cues from China and Hong Kong? Look who your mayor is. I mean, I'll leave it at that. And then Fox 11, they obtained exclusive videos of Governor Newsom at the French restaurant allegedly not following COVID-19. Let's play the video.
Restaurant the exact same night that Governor Newsom was. Now those photos that she took are raising some new questions about the governor's claims that the dinner was outdoors, as he has repeatedly claimed. Take a look.
Tonight, a Fox 11 exclusive. We've obtained this photo of Governor Gavin Newsom dining at the luxurious Laundry restaurant in Napa the evening of November 6th. It was a birthday dinner party for Newsom's close friend, Jason Kinney, a well-known lobbyist.
I just happened to look over and realize, hey, is that Gavin Newsom? Who is that? And I did ask one of the waitresses, and she confirmed it was.
We spoke with a woman who happened to be at the restaurant the same night, and she snapped these photos. She asked us not to identify her. When the governor issued his apology on Monday, he described the dinner as outdoors.
It was in Napa, which was in the orange status, relatively loose compared to some other counties. It was to be an outdoor restaurant.
But the photo appears to show the dinner being mostly indoors, with sliding glass doors opened up for air. The woman we spoke with says at one point those doors were closed because of noise complaints about the group.
It got louder and louder, and so they had some sliding glass doors that they were able to close. So then it was just a closed off room, but you could still hear them. That's how loud they were.
She says the scene was hypocritical.
It was a very large group of people and shoulder to shoulder, something that he's always telling us not to do. So, yeah, it was a bit annoying, for sure.
A spokesperson for Jason Kinney told us, quote, the guests and the restaurant followed all applicable state and county public health guidance. The guests specifically required outdoor seating, and that's outdoor seating, as confirmed and provided by the restaurant, end quote. The spokesperson also sent us a photo from Town and Country magazine describing that same area as outdoor seating. Regardless, the governor says he just shouldn't have been there in the first place.
As soon as I sat down at the larger table, I realized it was a little larger group than I had anticipated.
I'd probably say he didn't anticipate it. He probably knew full well how large the group was. And you have Gretchen Whitmore, who, if I remember correctly, she tried to lock everybody down from leaving her state, except for the essential truck drivers and essential travelers. She visited her father in Florida during the pandemic. I think her husband even went to Florida a time or two during the pandemic. Now, mind you, this is the governor that the FBI hatched a plan to make it look like she was attempted kidnapped. Then you have Cuomo. AP News by Bernard Condon and Jennifer Peltz, February 11th, 2021. AP, over 9,000 virus patients sent to New York nursing homes. Let me ask you, what's in nursing homes. You got the elderly. You got the elderly. You got people with respiratory problems, who are on breathing machines in the first place. And Cuomo sent COVID patients to nursing homes instead of hospitals, while saying that there was no problem in New York. I mean, from what I remember, his arm had to be actually twisted for him to actually admit there was a problem. And I say, February 11th, 2021, AP. More than 9,000 recovering coronavirus patients in New York State were released from hospitals into nursing homes early in the pandemic under a controversial directive that was scrapped amid criticism. It accelerated outbreaks, according to new records obtained by the Associated Press. A new number of 9,056 recovering patients sent to hundreds of nursing homes is more than 40% higher than what the state health department previously released, and it raises new questions as to whether a March 25th directive from Governor Andrew Cuomo administration helped spread sickness and death among residents, a charge the state disputes. Well, of course they're going to dispute it, Governor Brown of Oregon wanted neighbors to call upon their neighbors to report them like they were some secret Stasi agent. For those of you who don't know, Stasi was the East German secret police. They'd go around and bust people for saying capitalism and that they didn't like the East German leadership. Then you have the nurses who are doing TikTok dances, coordinated TikTok dances, wondering why people who questioned the outbreak didn't like them, why they were hated. Well, gee, you're doing coordinated dances while you got supposedly hospitals filled up with sick and dying, and you're taking time out to do coordinated dances to relieve your mental stress. I mean, that's a job you volunteered for. You went to school for. And you're that bored you could do coordinated dances. Then you have another bunch of nurses who decided to do a TikTok dance with a patient in a COVID-19 bag. Whether that was an actual deceased person or not, the fact is you insinuated it was. Nurses slammed for filming a TikTok video showing them dancing while carrying a body bag. Another one. And then you had Biden, Uncle Brandon, telling people to inform on their bosses and their employers over his COOF mandate. Another Stasi tactic. I don't know. It's I'm glad that all this stuff has been ruled unconstitutional. And I'll tell you, the only reason why they're saying we need to have a pandemic amnesty and forgiveness for everything that happened is because these people are guilty of doing it. These people are guilty of getting people fired because they didn't step in line with the political narrative of the past 2 or 3 years. You got people that were punished because they were not part of a political party. You had military members kicked out of the service because they didn't want to take the take the shot. I don't blame them. You know, their career is ruined. Um, you know, a lot of this stuff was just pure evil. It was vindictive. It was jealousy. And no, you shouldn't be forgiven. You should be made to be held accountable for it. You should be made to face the craziness that you helped create. And I hope a lot of these people are. I hope these politicians, and though I doubt it, I hope these politicians are held accountable for their actions. Though we haven't heard anything about Cuomo since he left office. He's probably hiding for fear of being held accountable. Yeah, so no. Anyways, that's my 2 cents. That's my opinions. If you like this channel, hit the thumbs up and subscribe. I'm going to try and get a video out once a week. And when I get good enough with doing the whole content creation thing, I'm going to try and get 2 videos out a day. I have a link if you want to buy me a cup of coffee. I'd greatly appreciate it. I look forward to watching this channel grow, watching this little experiment I'm doing turn into something at least halfway decent. Any donation you make for buying me a cup of coffee will be greatly appreciated, and your name will go up on the. You'll get recognized, unless you don't want to be. Then, well, thank you for the coffee, anyways. So, anyways, I'm starting to ramble, and so thank you for taking your time out to listen to my opinions, and be safe.